afternoon, Mr. Chair and committee members. It is just 12 o'clock now, and we do have the YouTube stream going, Mr. Chair. Wanted to let you know that we do have quorum currently, and I have received regrets from Mr. Storms. So I do hope that Ms. Wallace will be here shortly to attend.
Great, thank you. So I will call this meeting to order and proceed through the agenda items. Item 2 is approval of the agenda. Do I have a mover? Councillor McLaren, seconded by Mr. Knox. All those, any additions or subtractions? All those in favor of the agenda? Okay, that's great, thank you. Now we have item 3, confirmation of the minutes of April 19th, 2021. Any errors? Lots of them or no? Okay, moved by Councillor McLaren, seconded by Mr. Knox. All those in favor of the minutes of April 19th? Okay, any disclosures of pecuniary interest? Seeing none. Move on. 5, I believe there are no delegations and no briefings. So item 7 is business. There are no new appeals at the moment. And so we're at B, property updates. The I being 353 Alfred Street. They're slightly different, so we'll deal with them in order. Does the officer have anything they wish to present? Or I see Mr. Hazel's here, so perhaps he wants to address.
Through your chair, I hope you're doing well, as the rest of the committee members.
Thank you.
Officer Walker is currently on maternity leave, so I'm stepping in her place to provide the update. Assisting me on that update was Officer Bernard, who completed some re-inspections for us on the properties. If it's pleased of the committee, I can go through each one individually, or I can go through all 3 at once, whatever the preference of the committee is.
I think it helps keep things clearer if we just do them one at a time.
Sounds good. And keeping in point that the 2 properties are a duplex with same ownership, so it might make sense to do those 2 under one.
Oh,
session.
353 and 355, yeah.
Correct.
Okay, do it that way. That's fine.
Okay, thank you very much. Starting with 353 Alfred Street, Officer Bernard completed a re-inspection on Friday of last week. He obtained some photographs that were supplied to the committee clerk. In real simple form, there are 3 items on the order at 353 Alfred Street. Based on the re-inspection, those items were not complied with. Based on those results, the municipality would be requesting that that particular order for 353 become confirmed. Moving along to the next order issued to 355 Alfred Street. On this particular order, there are 3 outstanding items. Based on the photographs and the inspection of Officer Bernard completed on Friday at this location, we determined that all 3 items on this particular order have not been complied with. Due to those results, we would be recommending that this order is confirmed by the committee. Those are the high-level comments subject to your questions on 353 Alfred Street and 355 Alfred Street.
Right. Okay, so those are the outstanding issues as they were back in December in general. Okay, so any questions to staff from the committee? Councillor McLaren, did you?
Do we have any idea why they were not completed? Did they give any reasons?
Thank you for your question, Councillor McLaren. I looked through the file. I didn't see any communication provided since the last appeals committee to this date requesting extensions or any issues with maintenance or deficiencies. So to my knowledge, I have not seen any communication from the property owner, and I'm unaware of why any maintenance has not been achieved up to this date. The committee did provide extensions to this date and time for them to achieve compliance, and it looks like they have not done so.
If we were to, what's our next possible step in enforcement of this?
The next step in the process for property standards, if the committee was to confirm this order, Our next step in the property standards process would be to send the property owner a term that we call a pre-summons letter or notification. That provides them with 2 weeks to comply with the remaining deficiencies on the order and or reach out to the officer to have a conversation about maintenance plan and next steps. The officer after that 2 weeks would complete a final inspection and make a determination on, am I going to go forward with prosecution against the property owner, and or has there been progress? Am I going to delay my prosecution and allow that compliance to continue? Just for the committee's knowledge, a property standards officer has to file charges within 1 year of an initial inspection, or the statutory limitations has elapsed on that file. The municipality in that case would simply have a new officer do a new inspection to start a new case and the new timelines.
And go ahead with Councillor McLaren if you are not finished.
That was it for now. Thank you.
Sorry. Okay, so my question was that where are we in terms of dates when the original inspection was done and notification was given? I remember there was some confusion there.
Thank you for your question. I believe this file for 353 had a notice of violation that started the process. I'm just going to pull it out. That notice of violation was initially issued on June 16th, 2020. That notice provided a compliance date of August 16th, 2020. That notice of violation was not complied with, which led to the progression of an order. And obviously the committee is well aware because the order that we issued was appealed and was brought to this committee. That date of issuance of the order as it relates to this file was November 3rd, 2020. And it provided until December 15th, 2020 for compliance of this order.
Okay. Sorry, go ahead.
And then just based on the appeal that we had from the committee, it was extended until the May 13th, 2021 date.
Okay, so.
And that would apply to 355 as well.
Right, so the 1 year provision would apply in June, correct?
We're getting close, correct.
Okay, I just want to be absolutely clear about that. So with the leave of the committee, I will ask Mr. Moore, who is here to represent the landlord, what his response is to this, please.
Hi, everyone. So we've just this week or today are starting to work on these paint issues. I had it in my notes, and maybe it was a misunderstanding on my side, that we were reviewing these dates at this hearing just to see what the plans to complete were. But I don't see why we can't finish this paint job before that 1 year anniversary is up. I've got a worker there. He was there today, starting some of the scraping that needed to be done, as well as some power washing. So I think there was just a miscommunication on my end, I guess, as far as the May 13th date was the compliance date, not the review date again of our full work orders. Just the reason we had the extension was weather related throughout the winter, obviously, to do paint and that type of work. And obviously now it's clean and clear, and should be able to get this done very hastily.
Okay. I believe there's brickwork involved with 394.
Yep.
We're not dealing with immediately here, but will be. Is that correct?
Yes, that's right.
Will that be able to be done by June as well?
It was scheduled. So we have the scaffolding up ready to start that work. Unfortunately, one of my employees was a mason, and he was going to get that job done. And he is unfortunately just left the company rather suddenly. So I have to kind of jump back in to try and find somebody to take over that job. We were underway, about to get going on it. I just need to find a qualified worker now. I've made a couple, reached out to a couple people on construction side of our company to see if there's someone I can throw in there quickly to get that work moving. but we're basically ready to go on that job. I just need the worker to complete it. So the 16th is it's definitely a target that it's possible to be reached. I would hopefully just get it done and get this off everyone's tables here.
Okay, can you hang on just 1 second? I think I got an email from Knox. Okay. Ms. Clerk, there's an email there asking us to send the link. I remember Mr. Knox or someone on the committee had trouble staying hooked up last time, so.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Knox is currently in the meeting with us, so that has
Oh, is
has
he?
been
I can't
resolved.
see him.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
sorry,
Okay.
my fault. He disappeared and okay, I still don't see him, but I'll take your word for it. So anyway, oh, there he is again. Okay, so this is, again, with the leave of the committee, does Mr. Knox, do you have any questions? Let's do this in an orderly way.
No further questions at this point, except the 3 issues on the previous building. It's painting. What are the other issues not touched yet?
Well, at 353, it's excessive wear and exposed wood and graffiti and soffit and fascia, maybe repair, but certainly painting, peeling paint, that sort of thing. There was a broken window too.
Yeah, the windows have been completed.
Okay.
So the soffit is being repaired? It's basically cleanup, painting, washing, painting?
Yes, that's my understanding of it. We did do the exterior windows. If there's something that's different from the original order, but we did replace windows there at that state.
Okay. Thank you.
And 355, which we're doing concomitantly with 353, it was again peeling paint, fascia and soffit, windows peeling paint, excessive wear and exposed wood. So, and Mr. Hazel confirmed that that wasn't done. Oh, have you got your hand up, Mr. Hazel? If so, please go ahead.
Thank you, through your chair. It was just an earlier comment to 394. Just wanted to remind the committee for that item, maintenance plan was due to be submitted today. And we haven't made a decision on whether we want to confirm or extend that one on the municipality side. We're waiting to hear if the maintenance plan was received or provided by the property owner.
So is the confirmation that the date at which we have to have enforced it the same as the other 2? I think it might be like 5 days later or something based on the minutes. But
they are similar identical time frames in terms of the year time frame that we mentioned earlier. So they're the same time frames.
Okay. So my suggestion, it's only a suggestion to the committee, is we confirm this order. Okay. It'll be nearly a year. There was a winter in there and COVID, and we can take all that into account, but it would still end up with a year. We're now at a point in the construction repair business where things are starting to actually take place. So, and I am remind myself, it did snow in the middle of April. So, so I think we should just confirm it. And Mr. Moore has indicated he thinks they can make it on these particular 2. And we'll deal with 394 separately. So if the committee is in agreement, we can make a motion to confirm the order, or orders, I guess, Mr. Hazel. Right? Sorry, Ms. Clerk, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Just a reminder that there are 2 separate orders here. So the motion will need to be 2 separate motions, one dealing with 353 Alfred and one dealing with 355, please.
We don't want to make the clerk's life into a hell after we're done. Okay, we have a motion to confirm the order on 353 Alfred Street. Councillor McLaren, Mr. Knox, are you willing to second that? And he does second it. Okay, so all those in favor of that motion? Presumably nobody has a thing. Okay, now on 355, that passes, sorry. 355 Alfred, Mr. Knox, would you be interested in moving confirmation of the order? He does, seconded by my Councilor McLaren. Okay, now all those in favor, I'm sorry. You can see the attractions of triumphants and other types of authoritarian government. Anyway, it's small. Okay, so 394 Alfred Street. Mr. Hazel, do you have anything to add to that?
One thing to add to that is I just did a quick review of the minutes from the last meeting in December 21st, 2020. Mr. Moore, who's representing the property owner, mentioned that the brickwork could likely be repaired by June 2021, based on the fact that the current stay-at-home orders do permit maintenance and residential construction. Under the stay-at-home order, maintenance companies are permitted to be open and still providing service. We feel that, subject to a proper maintenance plan or any comments from the property owner today, that this order should be confirmed as well. We are hopeful, though, there could be a plan in place to achieve the brickwork and the other deficiencies voluntarily by the date of hopefully June 1st, as provided by the property owner.
Right. Any questions to Mr. Hazel from the committee? Not seeing any. I will then go to Mr. Moore for a response, please.
We'd request a bit more time on the June 1st date. Like, as I said, we were underway with getting that started. We had erected scaffolding, get the project going, but my staff member that I'm going to have do the work abruptly left the company and is no longer with us, leaving me having to find somebody to take over that task. So, if we could be pushing that out towards the end of June, I think is more feasible for us to complete that project on time. And then we also did complete the painting items, and there is one last area of graffiti removed, which we can do in the short term. So it's the brick work that's delaying this date at this point.
Right. Now, just to double back a bit here, Mr. Hazel, is there a problem with having this order enforced over like a year? Will it be more than a year in June? We'll have to start again. That's my question.
That's correct. And if we were to start again, it would allow, just wanted to make sure I wasn't on mute. That's correct, sir. We would have to start our process over again with the issuance of potentially a new notice, followed by an order, which then could be appealed back to the committee. And quite literally, we could be having this same conversation under a new order in a year's time. I think what makes the most sense is to have the order confirmed, and between now and the year time frame, hopefully compliance is achieved, which would allow us to eliminate any next steps in the process.
Okay.
There are timeline challenges that could be considered by the committee, and it's just one of the things that we'll have to consider with this potential decision.
Right. And I also note that there's some leeway for staff and how quickly they proceed. Like there's some judgment involved. Because of the year deadline, of course, it's somewhat constricted as I see it. Okay, so the committee, I ask you whether you have any questions, or do you want to make a motion to confirm? Understanding that, there's a little bit of leeway in there for enforcement, but that will take place of its own according to the process as outlined by Mr. Hazel. So, does someone want to wish to make a motion to confirm? Councillor McLaren, Mr. Knox, you do second it? Okay. Any other discussion of this? Any questions? Now would be a good time. Okay. All those in favor of confirming the order on 394 Alfred Street? Okay, and that passes. And so we're done there. There are no other appeals in front of us. Mr. Moore, did you have something you wanted to say?
Yeah, just one quick, there was another order which was pertaining to 10 Jenkins Street, which is the same building as 394 Alfred. Can you just confirm that that was withdrawn in our last meeting? It had to do with the painting of the front vestibule.
Mr. Hazel. I didn't read anything about it in the minutes, so that I remember.
Steve, that is on the 394 order.
Yeah, that's what he's saying.
And Mr. Moore, if that is something that has been completed and it's on the 10 Jenkins side, that's something that we can definitely note is complied with on the order and look to get the remaining items dealt with. That's something that we can definitely take offline and work together on.
All right, let's do that. Appreciate it.
Okay, so what I understand is the two of you will be in touch and you'll figure out whether that actually has happened or not, right?
That's correct. And just for record's sake, Mr. Moore, if you don't have my email, it's dhazel, DHAZELL at cityofkingston.ca.
Okay, I'll be in touch then.
Okay. Okay, so that's good. So it's always good to ask the clerk of, I'm going to run through the agenda now. And I presume Ms. Clerk, that's fine with you. She says nothing, so I think that's probably true. So item 8 is there are no motions. Item 9, there are no notices of motion. 10, there's no other business. 11, I believe there's no correspondence. And 12, the date of the next meeting is Monday, June 21st, 2021 at 12 p.m. And the clerk will tell us about that. 13, adjournment. Do I have a motion to adjourn? Councillor McLaren, second by Mr. Knox. Okay, all those in favor of adjournment? There we go, we're done. Thank you very much. Thank you all. Bye for now.